look him up in a little bit. I got on a couple other calls, so I was a little tired.
Ryan Adkins.
Yes, sir.
What are you up to today, brother?
Not much, man. Just ready to connect with you, ready to chat, talk about some deals, talk about real estate.
Hell yeah.
So
we're going to go live in Facebook groups in a little bit, but before we get into that, I want to find out a little bit more about you. What have you been up to, man? I know you were just you're following us in the Zoom calls. You're looking up Trent Reynolds, looking up Mitch Durfee. Those guys would be excited to hear that. Hear some calls from you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I just got into the wholesaling field full time like about 9 months ago or so. So I'm on my own right now and really just figuring things out, going through the process. And right now we do about 2 to 4 deals a month consistently.
Nice.
Really, we need to be doing more. I would say we're closer to the 2 than the 4. But there are obviously some up months in there. So we've got 5 under contract right now and ready to sell them.
Nice, man. And these are all in the Ohio market?
Ohio market, yep. Anywhere between really like Mansfield through Cincinnati.
Nice. Very good. How long you said you've been wholesaling? You said 5 months?
9 months. So
9 months.
Since one of my good friends is a real estate agent, and he actually introduced me to it back in 2018. And so I started looking it up, kind of learning the understanding of it, how it worked. He's an agent. So he was like, hey man, you need to do this and this type of contract, and made some phone calls for him just to get my feet wet. But I was in the insurance field full time. So I really didn't ever get a chance to dedicate time to it. So I left the insurance industry, went head on into real estate, and then just started, I already had some lists bought. I already did some driving for dollars. So I started building that pipeline of people. And then that's kind of how I got into doing it on my own. So
very cool. And you have another full-time job, right? Something you do on the side? No,
just real estate.
Just real estate.
Just real estate. Yeah. I'm all in. I'm all in. So exciting, intimidating, scary, but if other people can do it, I look at it as I can do it too. So. Yeah,
absolutely. Some of the people I started working with early in the business were actually wholesalers. If you know, you're up in the Boston area, so you know Tom Caffarella or Ocean City Development?
So I don't know either of those. I actually just moved from Columbus here, and I'm actually over in the Chicopee area.
Chicopee, okay. So you're Western Mass next to hey, bud,
you're the little guy.
Next to Springfield.
Yep.
Chicopee's got the naval base out, the Air Force base.
Yep.
Very
Absolutely.
Cool.
And that's actually how my wife and I met, was in the Air Force.
No kidding.
So,
thank you for your service.
Thank you. She was here. I was in Ohio. We met in Texas and did long distance for a little bit of time and then made it work. So
that's awesome. How long have you guys been together? How long have you been married?
Almost 7 years. So almost 7 years together. We've been married since October of 2016. So working on 4.
Very cool. Very cool. And how old's the little guy over here?
Little guy's 19 months.
Nice, man. Happy birthday.
Yeah. He's a lot of fun. He's a ball of energy. If you follow my Instagram or Facebook, he's a lot of fun.
Awesome. So Ryan, you're doing the wholesaling and you're doing it out in Ohio, right? Why Ohio? You're living in Chicopee. Why are you not doing it locally? You got Springfield right there, great market. Worcester's an hour away, or even Hartford, Connecticut. Why isn't this your market for wholesaling? I'm just wondering.
So no, I just moved here in November. I don't really know much about the area. I only moved back here because my wife's family's all from here. And now that we have the little one, we wanted to be a little bit closer to her family.
Yeah.
So other than that, man, I'm born and raised from Ohio. I've been in the Ohio world for 25 years before I moved here. So that's why I haven't really dove into it. I actually planned on maybe doing some driving for dollars around the area. Her family lives over in Springfield, so I know that area a little bit better than any.
Perfect.
Even better than Chicopee because I just literally moved to Chicopee back in February.
Right.
So eventually I plan on getting into the area here, but I like the idea of being virtual, Yeah.
It's working for you. You got
it works.
On the ground. Yep. Do you ever done any deals out in Cleveland?
No, I haven't done any deals in Cleveland. I've seen some properties cross my path, but I know a couple people that do some deals in Cleveland, but I've never personally done any deals in Cleveland.
Okay. The reason I asked, Mitch Durfee is doing deals in Cleveland, Ohio right now. So that's
good deal.
We were on the call with him earlier, so it's just fresh in my head.
Yeah, no, from my understanding on the Cleveland market, smaller margins, but more deals.
Right.
So it'd be similar to I'm actually originally from Mansfield, Ohio, which is Richland County. Yep. So it'd be the same market there as Cleveland versus Columbus is a little bit bigger spreads, but you get, the volumes there as well.
Right. So you're working maybe not as hard in Cleveland, but your spread is smaller. Whereas where you're at, you're getting just fatter spreads. There's more money to be made. And you still have plenty of room for the marketing. You're still able to find the deals.
Yeah, and then there's just a lot more investors. There's a lot more people buying in Columbus. I don't know what it is today, but in 2019, I believe it was the third largest and fastest growing city in the nation. So just a lot of people, a lot of gentrification going on. A lot of people really putting their foot down in that area. Young entrepreneurs, young professionals, doctors, lawyers, stuff like that.
Very cool. That's what we want to see, right? You want to see emerging markets. That's where people feel more comfortable investing. So, Ryan, what type of properties is Columbus made up of? What are you wholesaling? What do you see you're working with more often?
Yeah, so a lot of single family homes, but a lot of the investors that I'm speaking to are looking for that that duplex, that triplex, and they're looking for bigger units. Obviously, I think it's just more exit strategies with it. You can't just flip and rent it and be done. You can, do whatever some people are doing condo conversions. On a recent deal I did, a guy bought it just to do a condo conversion, which he's going to make some big money on that. So I'm super excited to hear from him once he completes that project. So
nice.
Yeah. So a little bit.
We just lost service for a little bit, but hopefully we'll get that back in a second. Okay, yeah. There you go. What'd you say?
I said a little bit of everything, though.
Yep. Okay, excellent. So for me as an investor, right, I'm kind of in that ballpark too of, hey, where are the multifamilies at? So what do you have for multifamily inventory out there? How common are 3 families? How common are 6s, 12s? What is the common inventory for the multifamily?
Yeah, so more often than not, what I personally come across, again, been doing this for a very short period of time, is duplexes. Right. And so right now, there's not I haven't seen that many. I know one of my good buddies just purchased a nine unit actually in Columbus.
Hey.
He's going to make some really good money on that one, so I'm excited for him. And then, I'm working on another deal right now that's actually a 12 unit. So, but it's 6 duplexes all on the same strip. So it's, a couple different routes you could go, sell a couple off, flip a couple, rent a couple, whatever, keep them all as cash flow. So just a couple different routes you could go, but I'm not seeing a bunch of the triplexes and multis now.
It's funny you say that. Like, that's exactly what I would do with them. So I've said I'd never invest in condos, right? This doesn't make sense. Like, I'm not going to buy condos, right? And I've always said the same thing about 2 families. But you package 6 of them together, I might buy, 6 2 families. Yeah,
exactly.
We just bought 24 condos because they were all packaged in one shot. So it's like, nice. All right, you can jump into those sort of deals. And yeah, we just sold one. We bought all of them for $900,000. We just sold one of the condos for $106,000. So it's
that's a win.
We could do a little bit of this.
Yeah, that's a big win right
the rest.
There. Yeah, absolutely.
So I like that strategy. Somebody could buy those 6 duplexes. What do you have them on the market for right now? What did you get them under for? And what is your spread you're looking for on those?
Yeah, so I don't know what Facebook groups I'm in, so I don't really want to discuss.
Hopefully a lot.
Yeah. I don't know which ones what all I can say, but I've got them under contract right now. Listing them at $455, and they're 12 units. Yeah, We're not listing them on the MLS, but assigning them at $455.
Okay.
And they are right in the South Ohio area, right on the border of that and Kentucky.
Yep.
And those are about $3,000 rehab per unit on average is what it's needing right now. 7 are rented, 5 are vacant. ARV's upward to like $650 because there's 3 vacant lots with it as well that you could build on.
What are the rents?
Rents are $485.
Holy shit!
On 11 of the 12. Yeah, one of them's $585, which is the 3-bedroom.
Yep.
Those rents could increase between $100 to $150 per unit. The guys owned the place for over 30 years, had great tenants that took care of the place. They actually took care of the place. So that's why there's minimal rehab needed. And so
I'm ready to move to Columbus, Ohio. You sold me, man. I'm done.
When I told you the dollar goes farther in the Midwest, it really does. So
no kidding.
Because I know you couldn't find a 12 unit, I believe, out in Massachusetts for less than $1 million.
I actually own a 10 unit in Fall River that I picked up for $365 2 years ago. And, right now it's worth around $750 and it's 10 units. One big brick building doesn't have the resale options that, 6 duplexes have. Right. So definitely a whole different market. I don't even know how to calculate rents that are that low, right? So,
yeah.
So I'm actually stumped. So I actually have to go and actually spend some time evaluating this deal myself.
Yeah, I love it. I'll send you the details, man. I got it all typed up in an email with cap rates and all that good stuff typed in there. So
cool. Yeah, I appreciate it. If it was $750 or up, I know how to play those numbers.
Yeah.
Under that, I'm because $450 for 12 units sounds good to me, right?
Yeah.
$450 for 12 units, I'd pay I pay 450 probably for 8 units, right?
Yeah.
8 units, I would be in that ballpark. Basically 50,000 a unit. Now
Mm-hmm.
we're looking at a market where the rents are lower. Obviously, there's room to add. If you got to grab him, I see you looking with the concerned father look. You know, you got to
Yeah,
go grab him. That's
he's
okay.
on the stand. 1 second. All right, we're good to go.
Nice.
Sorry with that. But
It's
yeah,
funny.
I agree.
So anybody who's listening to this, right? Like if you're not paying attention to the video, he mutes his phone, mutes the video just in time, calls his son over, and then unmutes it. It's like seamless.
Yeah.
Great job, Ryan.
Yeah.
Multitasking, man.
It's that work from home life. You get used to it.
Yeah, you've only been doing this a year and a half, but you clearly have figured out how this whole fatherhood works and investing at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I would like to say I'm figuring it out. So it's a daily work in progress.
Absolutely. So I love deals like that. So I've never gotten into the Ohio market. I've never gone out to the Midwest and really looked at properties. But I think that there's a lot of opportunity out there, especially when the rents are still that low, right? There's still a place to move, right? But Springfield is probably the cheapest rents on the entire state. You know, Springfield, Fall River, New Bedford, we've got some of the cheapest real estate. But even our cheapest stuff is nowhere near this, right? 450 for even if market was 600, 670, right? Like
Yeah.
like that's still you can live differently, right?
Yep. You really
That's
can.
cool.
And it's good for, it's good for investors too, because obviously there's money involved, right? Money is money, and it's expensive at the end of the day, regardless of $450,000 is a lot of money.
Right.
But when you look at it from a cash flow perspective, with those units all being actively rented, even at, I think on the paperwork I'll send you, I got it at like a 92% occupancy, and it's still going to gross cash flow you like 85 grand a year, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you look at 500. Someone's going to average $500 a unit, 12 units. You're looking at $6,000 a month, right?
Yep.
Across those buildings, it's really not that bad. You know,
No.
6 times 12. What do we got? That's, you said
72,000.
72,000. So
Yeah, these could increase to 185 or 585 a month to 625, and the 3-bed could go about 685 to 725.
Right.
So overall, 85 grand.
Even if I picked it up, all hard money, right? 2 points, 2%, 12% interest. My mortgage is still $4,500, right? You know,
it's crazy.
Taxes, insurance, like it breaks even at 12%.
Yeah. It's a good little deal, that's for sure.
It breaks even with vacancy, right? Because I'm throwing, average rent of $500, right? So we know that there's more room in the rents for higher than that, but it breaks even at 12%. It's a good deal. It's the sort of thing you jump in with hard money. The tenants are paying for it. You can flip a couple of those buildings. Yeah. I'm thinking now, Ryan, why are you not closing on this, man? Take this deal down.
Yeah, man. So a big thing is capital, raising private money right now. It's something I'm learning more about, understanding a little bit more, getting my feelers out there for the connections I have, and looking at raising some private money. I don't have the time on that much time involved yet. And obviously, if I threw this at somebody right now who's never lended me money, they'd be like, "What am I lending you money for?" Right. So just building those relationships right now and looking at raising private capital. So in the future, I can take this down without thinking about it. Yeah. Because this is one that if I had the capital to do so, looking at the numbers, I would absolutely do it.
Yeah. I absolutely agree with you. I'm getting excited. I might text Mitch after this and see if he's down to do a deal out there with me. Yeah. Or you may have some people on the ground who'd be interested in doing something like this.
Yeah. So I've got a couple of people right now. One guy's walking it on Thursday. Nice. And he made a sight unseen offer a little bit lower than what I just told you that I'm throwing it out there at. He's a good friend of mine. He's going to do a cash close. So we'll see what he'll do. He's bought a couple properties from me in the past. Yeah. But it's a good little deal, that's for sure.
I like the way you said that, right? A friend of mine, he's done deals with me in the past. This is somebody you've worked with, but you build relationships. You're building good relationships with people that you're working with out there. That's how this business works, right? Yep. Everybody we work with is a friend of mine, my inspector, like everybody who we're doing deals with, I like, otherwise we wouldn't have done the deal with them, right? Exactly. I'm not going to sell you the property. I'll go to somebody else.
Yeah, exactly.
Very cool. So Ryan, what are you doing over the next 9 months? Because obviously you've built a really good business for yourself. You're locking deals up within 9 months. What are you looking for the next 9 months? Where are you looking to go with this?
Yeah, I want to scale our business. I want to get to a position where we can do double-digit deals consistently every single month. Have the confidence to spend the money on the marketing. To ramp up that marketing. Get some people in place. I'd like to get another acquisitions person, because right now it's just me. You know, it's me and my wife when the little one's down on the nap, you know? So other than that, just really being able to put the pieces in place to really systemize everything so that it's a true, you know, just it's a money maker, you know? And obviously for me, I look at wholesaling and hopefully, you know, I think it's a great business to be in, but I think it's not really a business. It's just a cash flow producing machine, you know? Because at the end of the day, they're really not, a wholesale business isn't worth a bunch of money. You know, so that's the way I look at it anyways. So for me, it's, hey, how can I get this thing to 6 figures a month and be able to take that money and reinvest it into other businesses, other real estate assets, whether it's, you know, we're moving with the market. So whether it's e-commerce or, you know, whatever it is, what other businesses can we be more involved with by having this asset producing the money every month?
Yeah, it translates over really well. And the way I explain it, the way I see wholesaling is it's actually just the marketing piece of the entire business. So you've dove into the marketing side of real estate. And so once you really get your understanding, you no longer stay in marketing, you just automate marketing and you slide over to acquisitions. And then once you've gotten acquisitions, then you slide into dispositions and management. And you start with the flips, then eventually you start with the holds, and the holds are where the wealth is. But without having a good marketing funnel in the beginning, you're doing what we're doing. We're just paying guys like you to say, hey, you know, just bring me the deal, right? Like it makes a lot of sense to have somebody else pay somebody else for that whole for the marketing piece.
Yeah.
When you have it internal, you save a ton of money. You definitely save a ton of money on all the fees. You're getting the rock bottom price. So you're starting a business right at the beginning, doing it the right way, starting with marketing, starting with sales. And then you're shifting over into acquisitions, which is the right strategy. I love it. Ryan, you're in the right place, man. I want to invite you to Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. Every single week, we do one of the 52 wealth principles. It's something that me and a couple of other millionaires have all put together and said, you know what, this is how people build wealth. If they just took one of these principles every single week, bite-sized, took it in, absorbed it, implemented it in their business, and went a whole year, they could absolutely, within 3 to 5 years, become millionaires if they just implemented these 52 weeks. So we started putting it out there. It's free. We bring everybody through. At that event, we talk about some of the other coaches that are involved, like Mitch Durfee, who is a wholesaling genius. I mean, he's obviously taking the deals down himself now. He's not really passing them along. But what he's got is a massive system, you know, where he's sending out 10,000 texts a month, just, you know, contacting back and forth with people and doing tons and tons of deals. He lives in Florida, deals in Ohio and North Carolina. So
good deal. I checked out his Instagram a little bit. I saw he was with Max Maxwell in a couple posts, and and Max is actually one of the guys that I learned from YouTube University, is what I call it. You know, that's where I attended to learn wholesaling, and YouTube has been a big key for me. And Max Maxwell is actually one of the big people that I really like his content that he pushes out and gives true quality content. Between him and the All In Wholesaling group out in Arizona, those are the two groups that I really follow.
Absolutely. Them and Flip to Freedom. There's quite a few wholesalers out there. Sean Terry. Yep. So there's a couple wholesalers out there who are really making waves. And honestly, as buy and hold investors, as like we're more on the bigger pocket side, right? Yeah. But as buy and hold investors, we're like, fuck yeah, like go train these guys. Like keep them going, keep training them. Yeah. You know, we want to see more success for you and see you guys doing really well. So for us, we're building that community. The other side of it is we have the wholesaling group. So we have a wholesaling mastermind that meets every Monday and Friday at 5 o'clock Eastern time. And in those 3 hours from 5 to 8, everybody's cold calling, right? There's about, a 20, 30-minute session where we're all getting in there and we're pumping everybody up. You know, we got Mitch in there to ask questions. We got Drew Martin, who's a wholesaler, lives in Florida, wholesales in North Carolina. Actually, he flips now. He's done with wholesaling, but he takes down the deals. He goes over some of his marketing strategies, and the team just pops together for a little bit, and then everybody's calling, just helping each other make money. So that might be a good place to have you, and then bring other wholesalers in, because eventually you're going to want to just take deals down. You want to get out of the marketing and, shift it, automate it, have somebody else running it, taking the calls, taking the texts, and you be doing all the fun activities, right?
Absolutely, man. I'm in. Send me the links, whatever you got to do. I'm in. I'm a sponge and I'm ready to learn.
I love that. Ryan, you're also a hustler. You're getting deals done. So guys like us, we love it because you're somebody we can work with. It's one relationship I can have and say, hey, would you dial into my market? I'll provide the list, whatever you need. Would you, put your marketing in my market? And maybe I'll even split some of the marketing with you, just so I can find more deals. So
for sure, man.
Like you, man, we got a way to work with you guys.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Let's chat. I'm all ears.
Excellent. So Ryan, if I got other hustlers on this call, other investors who are looking to partner with you on something like this, what is the easiest way to get in touch with you?
For me, it'd either be Facebook or Instagram. And I can drop my personal number too. I don't mind at all. You can shoot me a text at 614-999-8719. That'll go directly to my cell phone. That's probably obviously the fastest and easiest way to get a hold of me. Other than that, man, if you want to follow me on Instagram, I'm always trying to post some content. I'm trying to ramp up my Instagram game right now. Just really trying to get out there in the marketplace, get to know people, rub shoulders with the right people like yourself. My Instagram IG handle is official_Ryan Adkins. Very simple. First name, last name, official_first name, last name. I had to put official. Go ahead.
Ryan Adkins, RYAN. Adkins, ADKINS. Why'd you put official in there, Ryan?
Yeah, because it wouldn't let me do it without it. So if there was no other way to get Ryan Adkins without having a bunch of underscores or S's at the end, and I didn't want to confuse people, so official_ was the only way to get it done. So we got it done, though.
I love it. Well done, man. And you served in the Air Force. My business partner is actually Air Force as well. He's still serving in the reserves, so he drives up to Chicopee. He actually just got back this weekend, so he drives up every month, and he's, the reason he's still doing it, because he makes money. Like he's 50-50 with me on everything. He makes good money. He does it so that he can say that he spent 20 years in the military. He just wants to be the only person in his family, or one of the few people in his family who can say that they put the 20 years in. So he still does his reserves.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's awesome, and I applaud him for that. Is he? Do you know if he's enlisted or is he an officer?
He is, you know what? I have no clue.
Okay.
Super embarrassing.
No, that's okay. I can chat with him about it.
Then my other best friend I grew up with is enlisted. I'm not sure if he's civilian now, but I know I don't know. He ranks up all the time. He's Mike Texera. He's on the base.
Okay, good deal. That's awesome.
But everybody calls him Tex. Really good guy. Really good guy. I don't know if he's sergeant or general, or not a general. He's something important. But
yeah,
in my head, he'll always be the kid who was the lead singer of the band. So
yeah, there you go. There you go.
So Ryan Adkins, thank you so much for your service. Thank you for serving the community, serving the country, and now serving the real estate investors, bringing us deals, and hopefully becoming one of us as well, buying property, adding value to the buildings and the communities that you're selling property to, and eventually owning property and being a great landlord, providing value to all the tenants that live in your buildings.
Yeah.
It's great to have you in the community. I'll see you Saturday. I'll shoot you a text with the link. And if you're interested, if you're listening to this and you can't write this down, it's my first and last name, GualterAmarello.com/live. GualterAmarello.com/live. That's how you register for the Saturday event. Ryan Adkins, I will see you there, my friend.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you very much for your time, and look forward to speaking with you in the future, man.
Definitely. Make sure you send that deal over to me. It's GualterAmarello@gmail.com.
Gotcha. I'll get it over to you here in the next 20 minutes.
Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate you,
brother.
When you have a choice, always work with the best.